Hello again YouTube, Mad Dog here, welcome back to my channel. So I've won a giveaway, yeah. So this is the parcel that I've received from Beercan Bushcraft. He's recently done a subscriber giveaway and I've been lucky enough to win it. So I'm going to pan you all down onto the bench and show you the contents of this. Should be a humorous one as well this, so stay tuned. Welcome back. So before we get into seeing the contents of this, Beercan Bushcraft said to me there may be some items in here that you may find useful. I don't know what he's trying to imply, like I'm some sort of cheap criminal or something like that. I really don't know. But before we get into this, I really need to get myself sorted out here. So just do bear with me a minute. So okay, that's better. Now I can move more freely. Let's crack on. Okay, so here we go. This is the parcel that I've received from Beercan Bushcraft. Ian over at Beercan Bushcraft. Before I open this guy, he does bushcraft videos. He's into the outdoors. He has been for a long time. But recently, he's been doing a series of videos along the lines of lock picking and that type of skill, that sort of genre you might say, or hobby. And in conjunction with that, he's gone ahead and reached a milestone within his subscribers over here on YouTube. So he's done a giveaway, which I'm fortunate enough to have won. So I've opened this up already. I've had a quick sneak peek and I'll just start showing you the contents. So in here, first out, I have a nice set of lock picks. So in here we have a tension bar, what we used to call a hoof pick, a rake pick and single picks, as well as a cloverleaf pick. They're all in there. So that's a nice little kit, sort of cargo pocket size. So that's a nice little starting kit, you might say. And then I've got here is labelled this as a survival kit. I've not actually opened any of these yet, so you're seeing it the first time, as have I. Thumper's lock picking, beer picker. I think that's another channel that Ian over at Beercan Bushcraft is subscribed to. So I've got a couple of cool stickers and a card there. Oh yeah, that's a nice kit. So there's various, they look to me like raking type of picks there. That's a nice little kit, that is. I do like that. Yeah, tension bar in there, a round bar for poking the bottoms of cheap locks out. Yeah, that's a nice kit. And then in here we have various locks that are nicely wrapped. So this lock is, as you can see, a practice lock. It's a clear, transparent lock, so that you can see, you know, the mechanics of what you're doing, how to pick each pin and set each pin of those barrels within the lock, so you can see whether you're getting it right or not, whilst you're practicing and learning your trade as a lock picker. Again, I'm not condoning any criminology here, guys and lasses. This is just a skill to learn and a hobby to employ. And yes, it can be applicable to a survival situation if you're held captive or anything like that. It's nice to know that you at least have a fighting chance of getting yourself out of that situation should you find yourself in it. So again, there's like a like a mortise lock, dare I say it, like a UPVC type of lock there, and the same applies. So this is stepping up in skill level. Again, a clear transparent lock that you can practice with, and a similar type of lock to go along with that. The keys are with these. This is great stuff. And this is another one of those latch type. You would probably use this on, again, like something like a patio door or a window or that type of arrangement. Again, the lock key is there, so you can go ahead and practice your skills on these locks. These are all fantastic test pieces. And moving on, we have, is this a square or square 40mm hooped laminated padlock there with keys. Another great common padlock, very common over here in the UK. So sheds, outbuildings, places like electrical and gas supply people use these a lot, you know, in the service industry. So it's a great skill to learn how to pick those should you find yourself in a survival or emergency situation. A real small TSA 007 James Bond lock, as we used to call them. I believe these are only cheap sort of Chinese manufactured locks, and should be relatively easily picked, especially with good tools and a bit of experience. Excellent. And then lastly, we have a couple more locks. The Abbas, everybody's probably familiar with the Abbas lock. I think this is actually aluminium bodied. So if you was to use, I think it's called gallium, the material gallium, it's basically a metal that is solid at room temperature, but anything more than room temperature it becomes liquid. And if you was to inject gallium into this, warm it up in your hands, pour that stuff in, the whole body of this aluminium lock will become saturated with that gallium and become brittle, and it just falls apart. So that's another little trick worth remembering. So gallium is also worth putting into your lock picking kit if you have access to any. So another nice lock to experiment with. And this, I think, is, yep, a Yale, famous brand of lock over in the UK, dating back hundreds and hundreds of years. Excellent test pieces. So again, thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate you sending me this. Just take this garb off a minute. I really appreciate you sending me this giveaway. Congratulations on your subscriptions. I will put links in the description box as always to Beercan Bushcraft channel. Is a real great down-to-earth sort of fella, one of our community, one of our brothers over here in the UK, as well as the guys and lasses in the States and Canada, everywhere else. He's a good down-to-earth lad. I really like him. We've both been subscribed to each other's channel for many years now. I do recommend watching his channel. Give him some love. Subscribe to him, please, from me. Tell him Mad Dog sent you, as always. Before I close, I'll just show you this little kit. I've dug this out of my top shed. As you can see, it's filthy and dirty and not been used for many years. But this is my sort of, or what was, go-to lock picking kit. So it's a double pouch there, and incidentally, this plastic card, I thought I got more left in here, but it's a piece of flexible plastic that's come off the side of a plastic bottle. But if you notice, I've cut it on the edges so it retains that scoop shape, which gives it a level of rigidity whilst still being flexible. Now this used to be called a Lloyd, or credit card lockpick, used to call it Lloyding. So the old Yale locks that used to be on old outhouses, etc., you could go through a door frame and press until you got this to push the lever of the Yale lock in allowing you access. So it's called lloyding basically. Or anyway, I used to have a lot of these things stashed, but alas, that's the only one I've got in here. I'm surprised at that. Just shows you guys and lasses, check your old kits. You know, time goes so quickly. It feels like 5 minutes ago since I was playing about with this, and it's probably 10-15 years. And then in the other side we have yet more picks and pressure sprung loaded picks. And I also have in here some of these, which are various, they're called bump keys. So basically it's a key that it isn't quite a master key, but it's a key. So if you've got, like on there is the 5 pins, 6 pins, you can roughly bang it in and it will jolt the pins up, forcing that lock open. Basic crude way of overcoming a lock without having to carry a lock picking kit. They're called bump keys. Like I say, I'm not advocating any crime or criminology here, but it's a great skill to learn, and it is a good, interesting hobby. So anyway, I've got several of these kicking about somewhere. Because of this, I may revisit doing a bit of lock picking and retry my hand at it. Obviously, like any skill, it's perishable. So without practice, you lose the skill. You've got to keep practicing any skill to be proficient at it, whether it's firelighting, shelter building, water purification, etc., lock picking, mechanicking. I'm an electrician by trade. Anything that you don't use regularly will perish. You've got to keep your hand in. So thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate this. Like I say, that's Beercan Bushcraft. I'll leave links in the description box below. And as always, for now, have yourself a great weekend. And I'll see you all soon. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah!